Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2017 with Mr. Sam Demaris. How you doing?
Great, man. Hungover, but great.
I love the hangover part. That's the best. So, how did you guys get started in the world of comedy?
I saw an ad in the paper. Remember there was these things called newspapers? Yeah. There was an ad in the paper that said, if you think you're funny, come try your hand at stand-up comedy at our open mic night. And like an idiot, I showed up not knowing anything about it, and I tried. It went horribly, but for some stupid reason, I went back. And 15 years later, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah. You discussed that last night at the roast. It was quite entertaining.
Oh yeah. I'm glad somebody remembers that roast. I drank a lot of purple drink, and everything's a blur after that.
Yep. So stand-up is a unique form of comedy, and it takes time to craft. Where did you find the inspiration to come up with your material?
You know, when I first started, I used to, our open mic nights was on Monday night. And so every Monday, our open mic night was next to a grocery store. I would go get a USA Today and a People magazine. Wow. And I would just read what's going on in the world, and I would write jokes about that. And that's what I did for years. And then I grew up a little bit, because I started when I was 21. I grew up a little bit. I started having, getting out on the road and having these crazy life experiences. So now, most of my comedy is about things that actually happened to me. And it's much easier to write. It's much more fun and much more rewarding than just writing about, ooh, what did Beyonce wear last night? You know what I mean? So I have a lot more fun with it now.
I love that. So you're here at Ohayocon, and now there are plenty of anime and comic fans here. What drew you to anime and that crowd? You know, you're friends with Mr. Rob, and what kind of drew you to be like, you know what, let's go all together and do this all together as one big thing at your type of venue? You know,
first of all, these things are great. I would rather do this than comedy clubs. I'm loving the conventions. Anime was a thing when I was in high school. I saw Akira for the first time, and that's how I think that was a lot of people's gateway drug to anime was Akira. That's how that started, and comic books was just. It was just a thing, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up in the 90s. I was a teenager in the 90s, and like, Image was first starting then, like with Spawn, and there was so much great stuff out there, and that just kind of hooked me in, and I kind of never grew out of it. So.
I say because I was a kid in the 90s, telling our age difference. My experience with comic books was the XMen cartoon in the 90s.
That used to be my ringtone, by the way. Everybody sing along.
And the best part was Colossus was my favorite.
Colossus was?
Yeah.
See, you know what, man? Okay,
because it's, welcome, my friends. You like my friend? I'm Mr. Colossus. I'm Russian. I be being strong with my muscle and steel. That was why, because it was the best part, because it was an accent. I never heard accents in my life. You know what I mean? Because I'm introduced to another culture, and now that I've gone into anime, it's like now I have fun with it because I'm like, I understand the culture, the reasons where they come from and stuff. And Colossus kind of was like, I also felt like I was that stupid dumb ox guy, because I am an ox in Chinese mythology. That's my symbol. So I'm like, I'm the ox, and so is he. So I got along with him.
I'm ashamed to admit that because it's so common. My favorite was Wolverine. And it's so common, but it's so common because he's just an amazing character.
Yeah.
I read a Wolverine comic. I read a standalone Wolverine comic before I ever read one XMen comic.
Yeah.
That was my. I discovered the XMen through Wolverine. Yeah. I was like, whoa, he's got a team?
Yeah. Well, the cool part is, like, if you think about your comic, you're on your own. So you're like the bad boy of comedy because you're out on your own.
And that's what I loved about Wolverine was, like, he was part of the X-Men, but no rules.
Yeah.
He didn't care at all. Okay, so I will ask you a question.
Sure.
I asked this of all my friends who are into comics.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, I've asked around, I've been doing this for years. You can have the powers and the weaknesses, the strengths and weaknesses of one comic book character. I don't care if it's Marvel Universe. I don't care if it's now. There's a couple of answers that will get you mocked, but your answer.
You're tough. You're tough.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll take the whole frickin' weird ass thing of Cyclops. I'll take it.
Wow. Okay, so wait. You would take that and have to wear that all day, every day.
I already wear glasses.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Then on top of that, because I also say the weird part of Cyclops, because of his family lineage. And Jean Grey, and then having Cable as your son.
It always has been my favorite character of all time, Magneto. I would be Magneto in a second. I love Magneto. He's right. We all need to be destroyed. He's right.
The best part is that he's such a great character too. Like that's the thing is he sits in this weird. Well, I'm the evil bad guy in the first couple hundred issues. Not entirely.
He's not. Every evil thing Magneto does is because humans won't stop messing with him. If humans stopped trying to round up mutants, Magneto would stop. But no, he lived through the Holocaust. The last time he rounded up his people, it didn't go well. He's like, I've seen this happen before. Humans keep trying to cure mutants, get rid of mutants, whatever, and that causes Magneto to do what he does. He's right. They are the next stage of evolution. Human beings are living in the past. Magneto is right. And if humans would just go, hey, humans and mutants can coexist, Magneto would probably be a stand-up dude. But humans won't stop screwing with him. So he's right. If you were in his shoes and they're saying you're wrong, you're evil, we've got to get rid of you, you would just kill those people. That's a normal response.
So going along with the theme of diversity, differences, and everything, so do you see yourself, African-American gentleman, do you see yourself representing, potentially seeing yourself somewhat in the X-Men themselves, understanding that diversity and cultural clash that sometimes comes along with things?
The mutant struggle is a lot like the civil rights movement. It 100% is. And yeah, I see that a little bit. We say as an African-American, you know what, man, it's really hard. All the good characters are white. I come here, they're like, why did you cosplay? I'm like, what am I going to do? Be Bishop again? Like, it's...
What about Storm? Storm Black.
Oh, yes, I could be Storm. Actually, you know what, though? Last year for Halloween, I shaved the beard. I was Michonne from The Walking Dead. It was amazing. It was so much fun.
Black Panther, have you heard about the casting on that?
Yeah, man.
That sounds real awesome, man. Very nice. Very nice touch.
He was very well represented in Civil War. Yeah. I loved him. Yeah. And Chadwick Boseman is amazing. If you haven't seen Get On Up, the James Brown story, watch that and get to see how good of an actor Chadwick Boseman really is. That guy is amazing.
Well, they're going to have the whole standalone Black Panther movie next year. So, and you heard the casting.
No.
It's all African American. And some people are actually African descent from Africa playing parts in the movie.
Well, guess what? I didn't get the call. I would have loved that role. Finally, a role for me in Hollywood in a Marvel film, and no one called me. I just can't win. It's okay.
Alrighty, we're just nerding out. This is fantastic. So
we haven't gotten to these questions.
So when you and when Rob and Slade approached you to do the Whiskey Brothers with Kiki, what was your guys' ideas on that? Like, how did that all come about?
Okay. Here's the Whiskey Brothers lineage. Rob formed the Whiskey Brothers in '97. It was a completely. I was graduating high school. Old. So I wasn't in it. Rob approached me about it in 2003. I started doing comedy in 2001, and the Whiskey Brothers, they were like the guys in Houston comedy. So when he asked me to join the Whiskey Brothers in '03, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. But privately, I was like, oh my God, this is huge. And then we had disbanded for a few years, and then I believe it was 07 or 08. We got back together. Slade had just moved to Houston. He wasn't living in Houston. And when Slade got to Houston, I told Rob, I was like, we need to put the band back together, and we need this guy. And so we got back together. It was just the three of us. And then we added another later. Then he decided to go do other things with his career. And then we added Kiki later. So I am the second eldest Whiskey brother, actually.
Alrighty. And so how did you did the roast on Friday night about Rob. You had some fantastic stories. How was it to lay into your buddy?
You know, man, there are a lot of things that I've wanted to say to Rob for years. And when they asked me, hey, do you want to come and do a roast of Rob Mungo? I just pulled out all those things and was like, they're going to love this.
And they did.
Yeah. It's Rob, man. You guys, if you don't know who Rob Mungo is, just go on IMDb, look him up, and see how many anime credits this guy has. And he just. And he's got kind of, I don't know, he's great at what he does, but it's so funny because it's like, wow, you've got this career in movies, but no one's ever seen your face. No one's ever seen your face. There are people who are huge anime fans who pass him on the street every day and have no idea who he is.
It's one of those cool careers where you can have that. It's like everyone knows my name, everyone knows my voice, but nobody knows my face.
Yep.
You know. So it says in your bio that you also happen to work for the USO, talking to our soldiers and sailors and everybody in the army and stuff. So what's it like when you get to perform for them and give them a little cheer, you know, in those tough times?
You know, man, it's amazing. Those guys, they could not be more appreciative, especially when you go into the war zones like Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, those guys, they're fighting a war. They're getting shot at. And you know, when you wake up every day knowing someone wants to kill you, that's really hard. That beats down on these guys. And for an hour or two, they get to come and escape and laugh and think about something besides that. And it's awesome to even be asked to provide that. And you know, you walk away from that going, you know what? I did something to help. You know, I did something to help. I gave this guy a little bit of taste of home. You know what I mean? And tomorrow he can go right back to his job, but I gave him a little bit of an escape and a break. You know, and it's really it's awesome. I just got back. We did Italy, and that's where I got this jacket. What?
You know, I have family in the service, so thank you for providing that service, and hopefully maybe they've seen you at some point in their at the USO.
I get recognized at airports all the time. Guys are coming back from overseas, and they're like, "Man, you came to Iraq about." Because look, I'm kind of unmistakable. If you see this once and you see it again, you're like, "Ah, that's that guy."
I have a cousin who's down at Fort Lejeune, and I have two cousins that work for the Secret Service Department doing the embassies. So yeah,
It's not so much of a secret when you blab and tell everyone.
They don't know names. No names. So are there any upcoming projects you want all your fans to know about? You know, any comedy CDs? Any, you know, we're going to put this out a little later, so any shows maybe in March or April?
Okay, I've got 2 comedy DVDs. If you find me on Facebook or something like that, I can send them to you. The Whiskey Brothers, we shot a 2-hour special, and we're currently trying to market that out to somebody like Netflix and get it out there to the masses. I am in the process of writing a movie and a sitcom, and it's don't ever do that, by the way. It's such a pain in the ass. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. We do have some things that we've got in the hopper, and we're trying to get out there.
Alrighty, and now is there any way for fans to keep up with you online, and a final message for all your wonderful fans that have been able to keep up with you?
So Facebook, I'm Sam Demaris, SAMDEMARIS. Twitter, I am Sam Demaris, SAMDEMARIS. Instagram, I am Drunken Disorder. DRUNKENDISORDER. I figured I've got to have fun with one of my names on social media, and so Instagram, I am Drunken Disorder. If you go there, I never post on Instagram unless I'm on the road. Like when I'm at home, I don't post pictures of my food or my cats like an idiot. But when I'm overseas and when I'm doing things, I always post up there. Facebook, I'm very active there. Twitter, not so much, but I'm getting better at it. I just learned Snapchat yesterday.
As a comedian, I cannot wait for people to find that.
Oh, no, I started it because I got to Ohayocon. I was like, if I was ever going to use Snapchat, it's walking around this place. And, oh, it has been so much fun.
What's your Snapchat?
Oh, Sam Demaris, SAMDEMARIS. I'm going to spell that 1,000,000 times until you get it.
All right, and what is the message you want to give to any fans that are currently watching this interview?
Man, keep supporting this thing. If you guys don't come out, there will be no Ohayocon, and I can't express enough how much I've enjoyed it here, and it's just an awesome time. Look around and see all these people walking around behind me. There's like a million hot Harley Quinns and a few ugly ones, but it's a fun time, man. So see you guys in the future.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely.